At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you which is the best scale for you to use. That's if you're into a frozen food business. I'm sure you'll be wondering why I have all this scale with me. These are all digital scale, and with great precisions, they are meant to measure your items so that for whatever reason you're needing a scale, precision is the key. But at the end of this video, if you stay till the end, I'm going to tell you which is the best scale for you if you're into a frozen food business. I'm sure you'll be wondering, why do I have all this scale with me? They all have their different function. Of course, they can be useful, but I'm going to tell you why I have all of this. So, I run a poultry farm and I also run a frozen food store. And in my poultry farm, these two scale become very useful. And here is the reason why. If you look at this scale, they have a range value, and this one is no longer functioning. That's why I got this one. But if you look at this scale, the maximum load this scale can carry is 3,000 gram, in other words, 3 kg. And the division value is 0.1 gram. Take note of this value, 0.1 gram. If you look at this other one, the maximum weight this scale can carry is 5,000 gram, in other words, 5 kg. And you can see here the root here, D equal to 1 gram. That's the division scale, okay? Division value, right? So it means that this scale has a graduation value of 1 gram, while this one has a graduation value of 0.1 gram. If you come over to this other one, it has a division value of 5 gram. If you also come to this other scale, it has a division value of 50 gram. This is the division value here, 50 gram. The maximum weight for this scale is 180 kg. It means that the maximum load that this particular scale can carry is 180 kg, which is why if you go to some places, they use this one to check your weight, human weight, people who weigh up to 180 and thereabout. So this scale can carry. Now this one, the maximum weight for this scale is 40 kg, right? It means you cannot put anything more than 40 kg on this scale, because if you do so, you're going to destroy the scale or the precision value of it. And this one, the maximum you can carry is 5 kg, while this one is 3,000 kg. Now, why should you use this one instead of this one if you're having a frozen food store? Listen now. But if this is your first time on this channel, please do hit the subscribe button, and in the next video I'm going to show you how to properly use this scale. I'm going to show you some functions, some of the operation in this scale, how this scale can be best useful. If you go to supermarket, you see this scale being used. This is a digital pricing scale. So at the back of this scale, when you are putting in your index and the prices, it also showing you for the customer to see, so that you don't have to turn the scale all over and then showing the customer what you're doing. So this is mostly used in supermarket and all that. Now let me explain what the division value mean for all of this scale. It means that this particular scale here can measure item as low as 0.1 gram. Do you get? This one can measure item as low as 1 gram. This one can measure item as low as 5 gram. So if you put anything that is less than 5 gram on this scale, it is not going to read. If you put anything that is less than 1 gram on this scale, it's not going to read. If you put something that is less than 0.1 gram on this scale, it's not going to read. So anything from 0.1, this other scale will start reading. So this become very functional for people who are into skincare products, okay, because they can decide to put in some of those additives in their cream, their lotion, whatever it is they want to do. And that is why people who use skincare or into skincare production, they will really value this dimension of scale or graduation. And for me, who is into poultry production, when you want to give medications to your birds, sometimes on the label you will see put 5 gram into maybe 2 liters of water or 10 liters of water. Because this scale can measure from 1 gram up, it means that I can use this scale and then it becomes very useful for me. But a situation where you need 5.5 gram, this scale is not going to read. It is not. But this one can read 5.5 gram because it can measure less than 0.5. Do you understand? So if you have if you have 5.5 gram, if you need 5.5, sorry, if you need a 5.5 gram measurement of anything, this is the best scale to use because this one will read as in between the 1 gram. If the item you want to measure is, let's say, 5.4, this scale will still read that the items you're putting on the scale is 5 until it gets to 5, until it gets to the next 1 gram, then it will read 6. If it's 5.9, it's still going to read 5. It's not going to approximate to 6. Do you understand? It's going to show you 5. So it means your anything that is less than 1 gram, this scale will not read. So 5.5 will still be 5, 5.6 will still be 5, 5.9 will still be 5 until it gets to complete 6. Then it will start reading 6. But if you put 5.5 here, it will read. If you put 5.6, it will read. 5.7, it will read. 5.8, it will read. This one reads till 5.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, till correct 6 gram. So this one is more precise than this one. The same thing goes for this one. It means that this, since the division scale is 5 gram, anything less than 5 gram will not read on this scale. So if, for instance, now you have item that is, let's say, 7 gram, this scale will still be showing 5 gram. If you place a 7 gram item on this scale, it will still be showing 5 gram. If you place a 9 gram item on this scale, it will still be showing 5 gram until it gets to 10. Then it will jump from 5 and read 10. If you put another one, maybe let's say 11 gram, it will still be reading 10. So it reads at every 5 gram addition. I don't know if you get my point. Now, this one, since the graduation level, division level, or division scale is 50 gram, it means that it only reads items that are up to 50 gram. So, for instance, now let's say you're into the frozen food business and you want to measure, let's say, chicken for somebody, and you remove your chicken, and the chicken is weighing 5 kg. If you put exactly 5 kg, if you put it on this scale, it's going to show you 5 kg. If you put it on this scale will show you 5 kg exactly. But let's say the chicken is above 5 kg and let's say it is 5.5. This scale will show you that it's 5.5. Whereas this one will not show because it only measures items that are 50 gram more than the existing value. So if your chicken is 5.50 gram, this scale will show that is 5.05. Do you understand? But if it's 5 um 5 kg and then the additional weight is 40 gram, this will not read. It will show negligible and it still read at 5 kg. Now, what is the implication of that? For you to lose 40 gram in your production is a whole lot of money, because let's say you're selling chicken at 6,500 naira per kg. If you lose 0.50 gram of your chicken, that's about 375 naira or thereabout, if I'm correct. Okay. Now, if you're selling to different buyers at different time, let's say you have like 10 buyers in a shop for that day, and they all buy at different points in time. So if you keep losing 375 naira, at the point you get to the 10th buyer, you're already losing 3,700 naira or thereabout. So multiply that by maybe 20 different buyers for a day, you're already losing 6,000 plus or thereabout. You see why this scale will make you to be losing money. But whereas if you're using this one cut those losses down to 5 gram. Okay, so that's the point. If you're into food processing business and you're selling frozen food, this will be the ideal scale for you to use, because if you have 5 kg here, 5 gram is negligible for you to lose. Okay, so that's why it will cut down the 375 naira to maybe, let's say, 5 naira. That's for instance. So if you're selling to maybe 10 different buyers for that day, instead of losing 3,700 on this scale, if you were to use this one, you will lose maybe 500 naira, because you cannot be using this one to measure. Ideally, this is what you would be using to measure. This one will give you the precise weight of the chicken, but to put a whole big chicken on this scale will be, not so useful. So when you're dealing with frozen food store, so when you're dealing with frozen food store, this is the best scale for you to use. And if you're, for instance, let's say someone wants to buy your entire, stock, this will be the best scale for you to use, because if you just pick everything and place on here, 50 gram will be negligible for you to lose for the entire stock, which is why this one is always used when somebody is coming to buy large stock, or let's say you just want to clear your fridge and then you just need to carry this one and measure, not this one, because this one will carry, the most it can carry is 40 kg, but this one can carry up to 180 kg. So you can use this one and just measure everything and be sure that you're going to lose just 50 gram of your stock. But if you keep using this one for every customer that comes, you would be losing 5 gram. If you keep using this one for every customer that comes, you'll be losing 50 gram from your stock, and that is a lot of money. So you see why this will be useful if you're into food processing business. Now, this particular machine has different operation function. In our next video, I'm going to show you how to operate this machine properly. I hope I've been able to, explain to the best of my knowledge. This is just a freestyle video, and I remain Victor Man of Joshua. Subscribe to the channel. I hope this was helpful. Peace and love.